Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Green Room. It's such a beautiful day outside, isn't it, Heather?
It is. The sun's out.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
So
happy.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So Heather and I are with you today, and we have a very special guest. This is Jeff Mattox. He's a senior loan officer at MJW Mortgage, and we're excited to have him. And we're going to ask him some mortgage questions.
Thanks for joining us
Thanks
today.
for having me. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
thank you. All right. So before we get into mortgages, Jeff, tell us something fun about you that has nothing to do with work.
Well, I'm not very good at it, but I like to play golf. Uh, my son's in all kinds of sports, so I'm constantly chasing him around. But my dad runs like a small cattle operation, and that's where I spend a lot of my time at. I love hanging out with him and getting yelled at by him by working out on the farm. No, I'm kidding. But no, I love spending time with him, and that's pretty much about it. That's about my hobbies for sure.
So that's what fathers and sons do in farming. My
That's
dad's a
right.
farmer, and my son, or my dad's a farmer. My brother took over the farming operation, and my brother's always like, "Dad's always driving around critiquing the side ditches and the weeds," and that's what farmers do.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they critique their son.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I ever want to feel bad about myself, I just go hang out. No, I'm kidding. No, no, we have a great relationship. We have a lot of fun, and I really enjoy the work. It's just we get to spend time together, and he spent a lot of time working at the mill when I was younger, so we get to
Yeah.
make up some time and do something we both like. So it's fun.
Oh, cool.
So
Special.
yeah,
For
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Guess it's my turn to ask a
yeah.
question, right?
On his perfect day off, we
Yeah.
didn't talk.
What's your perfect day off?
golf
Golf.
all day,
Even if
Yeah.
you're bad, huh?
even if I'm bad. It's a peaceful thing for me. I I I very rarely will like turn my phone to like notifications off or something like that. But if I want to take a minute for myself, I'll go to the golf course. I put my headphones in.
Mhm.
Maybe I'll play my favorite podcast or some music, and I just go play golf and I zone out. So
Yeah. I think we need that, especially
yeah,
in this industry,
by
right?
myself too.
Yeah.
Like I
By
just enjoy
yourself.
it. I just
Yeah.
no conversation. Just I can just enjoy it, and then I can yell at myself in my head about every bad shot that I've hit. So
Yeah.
while I'm out there, so yeah, it works. It evens out for sure.
You're practicing.
Oh yeah.
Favorite golf course?
Twin Bridges,
Twin Bridges.
Danville.
Yeah.
Yep,
I've
play there
never
all the time.
I've never been there. I
Yeah.
used to golf, and I should do that again.
I'm not a great golfer. I can drive a
We should go
mean
sometime.
beverage cart though.
We should go, Heather. We should go, the two of us.
Just kind of wanted to
Yeah.
learn. My dad's a really good golfer, and so is my brother, but neither one of them had any patience to teach me.
Yeah.
So, and I would be kind of like your dad yelling at you with cattle, yelling at me on the course.
All right. So let's get simple at first, and then we'll kind of get into the nitty gritty of
Yeah.
mortgages. So how do you explain to somebody what you do if they ask you at a party? How does a mortgage broker describe their job?
Well, I mean, like an initial touch with somebody is just going to be super vague. What do you do? I'm a mortgage lender. I help people, finance their homes or whatever. But I mean, like a deeper response to that would be like, this is like the biggest purchase that most people are ever going to make in their life. This is the most, um, long term and significant purchase that they're going to do. So, um, like a broader answer to that would be just that. I mean, this is where you're going to raise your kids. This is where you're going to, have, changes in your family, job changes, or whatever that's going to come up through life as things, keep going through. So, I mean, that's what I would say for the most part. Yeah.
So you try to make it more relatable, so their eyes don't
For
get
sure, yeah.
bigger.
Because if you just say I'm a
Yeah.
mortgage lender, they're gonna be like, "All right, you're a finance bro," and they're gonna move on in
Yeah.
conversation, which is easy to do for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's like I said, if it's an intimate conversation, or especially if it's a prospect client, like I'm really gonna try to build that relationship with them for sure. So
Here's a thought. You should say, "Hi, I'm Jeff Maddox. I'm in the business of making dreams come true."
oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. What do you do?
That's a good one.
That's
That
Right?
is.
See?
yeah. There
Yeah.
you go.
It's a
I
good
got
one.
I love.
stick with me. I've got all kinds of tips.
I like it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start using it from now on.
There you go. I'm Jeff Maddox. I'm in the business of making dreams come true.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Nice to
Yeah.
meet you.
Yep.
Yeah. Right? So you have to work with a lot of real estate brokers.
Mm.
So from your perspective, how do real estate agents and mortgage brokers make a great team?
Get to the closing table. I mean, on time.
Results.
Yeah, results. I mean, you know, my philosophy on this is I think that that's the most important thing, that the buyer or the seller or whatever, everybody involved in the transaction gets the closing table happy, satisfied, and on time. That's a big part of it. Um, I also am big in communication. Let's talk about the problems as they come up, so that way everybody can work through them. We can all get through this together. Like, what can I communicate to help it easier on your side, or what can you communicate to help it easier
Yeah.
on my side? Things like that. So that's the most important for me,
I
for
love
sure. Just get
that.
to the table. We're all a team.
Yeah, we're all team.
Get
We
to
work
the yeah,
together.
for sure.
I
Yeah.
like that.
What do you feel like a lot of agents misunderstand about what you do, and what do you wish that they would understand a little better about your job?
I mean, for the most part, to be honest with you, a lot all the agents that I work with are good agents. They know what they're doing for contracts and how they're going to do the negotiations, inspection responses,
Right.
things like that. My thing is well, this is what I do, and this is what I appreciate when everybody else in the transaction does. Is I stay in my lane. I'm the numbers guy.
Yeah.
I don't give advice on inspections, contracts, negotiations, things like that. I'll give you the numbers,
Yeah.
and then you can make the decisions based off of that. And I appreciate it whenever the agents do the same for me. Like, hey, if we're going to make a change, or we're going to add, this for seller concessions, what does this do to the payment? Or we're going to lower the price or whatever. Let me have the opportunity to work with them on that,
Right.
and then we can make it a team effort to solidify it.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
That's important.
yeah, like driving side by side, but staying in our own lanes,
Right,
getting to the
exactly,
destination.
for sure.
And I like that because a lot of times, especially first time home buyers, they don't know who to ask what question
They
to.
don't.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if I'm asked about, a change in their interest rate or closing costs or whatever, I always say you need to talk to your
Oh, I
mortgage
do too.
person.
I'm
Right.
always like, I know enough to be dangerous. It's best that we consult with that professional.
It's a good relationship
Mhm.
builder too,
It
because you
is.
can say, like I said, if you're working as a team to get to the closing table, and you can solidify that with your agent, you can say, hey, you need to ask Amber about this, you need to ask Heather about this, because they're going to know exactly how to, handle this situation, get you through
Yes.
that. That's a
Yeah.
strength builder for them, and that's also a trust builder for them. It's the same thing with me.
Mhm.
Like, I could give you some vague numbers, but if you really want to know what they are, call Jeff and give him the
Yes.
information, and he'll give you what you need.
And then that solidifies in their mind that we are a team.
Right.
And then they
Exactly.
feel more comfortable. I like
Absolutely.
that.
For sure.
A lot of it's just communication, isn't it? That's what it really comes down to.
It
Time.
really does.
Everything in life
Communication.
does.
Time.
If you can communicate, you can get through
I
anything.
know. Right. So, speaking of first time home buyers, we work with a lot of them. What would you say is the biggest misconception that they have about buying a home or getting a mortgage?
Well, I mean, not to be cliche, but it's always the 20% down. Everybody thinks they need way more money down than what they really need.
Mhm.
There are so many, advantageous programs out there for first-time home buyers, and if they can get the information in front of them to know exactly what it is, or how their assets will help them get to their dream of buying a home. Like, that's the first part of it, is knowledge. But
Yeah.
it's always that misconception. Everybody thinks they need way more money than what they really do need to get a
Yeah.
home.
They never
Always,
do.
yeah, always.
And I
Yeah.
think people can typically afford more home than they think as well.
I do too.
Don't you?
I do too.
Going into it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I also tell people just because you're approved for X amount of dollars
Doesn't mean you need to spend all of
doesn't mean you
it.
need to spend it. And you need to look at what's your monthly payment going to be in
Right.
conjunction with everything else that you have to pay for on a monthly
I just
basis.
tell people, I want you to be comfortable. I don't want you to be house poor.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
I want
absolutely.
something that's within your budget so you can still have a life.
Sure.
And
House is a blessing and it's not a burden.
Yep.
You know?
definitely.
Do you feel like there's some things that, and I mean, I feel like this, but I figure you do too. Like, do people stress about things that aren't really that big of a deal when it comes down to mortgages?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some. I mean, to be honest with you, the main thing is the long-term budget. That's the long term, and like you guys just touched on that. Like, if we can switch a program around and we can get it 54.9 on FHA or something approval, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the best thing for you moving forward
Yeah.
budget wise. So, especially in this economy, in this market, like, the main thing is budgeting out and making sure that you're going to be, like you touched on, that house poor, and
Yeah.
that you can maintain what your goal is by still owning your house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's good to know.
On the flip side, I think I know what you might say. What should home buyers be paying attention to? Like, what's a big deal that they should really pay attention to?
Well, I mean, one thing for sure is they need to save. I mean, I know that I just literally said you don't need as much as you think you do, but I mean, that's a
Still
big part of
saving.
it. There's so many variables that go into creating a strong file, a strong mortgage file. Reserves are one of them. Assets, obviously, what you're going to be investing into it on your own, like what is going to be a part of that. All that comes into play whenever we run our findings through the AUS. So it's a big factor. Save your money. The other thing is the allocation of those funds. That's a big part. Like, so many people will really miss miss the part of like, okay, well, I only need to put 3% down or something for a first time home buyer program on conventional, but I really need my payment at this to
Mhm.
make this
Make
work
it
for
work.
me. Okay, well, you're also paying 28% on a $6,000 loan that you have the money to pay off for, and it's not only going to get you to where you need on your mortgage side, it's going to be better then, and it's getting rid of a high interest liability that you didn't need in the first place.
Yeah.
So the allocation of their money is like a big portion too, and
Mhm.
and getting that information.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to be like a financial planner sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, just be
And
creative on it.
explain it to them.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
yeah, there's areas they can always clean up.
Oh yeah.
It's always interesting to me that somebody will go buy a brand new car and not
Yeah.
blink.
That's the one I was thinking of, Heather.
Yeah.
You know,
With like a huge, like a crazy interest
Mhm.
rate, right?
Yeah.
But then you're like, okay, we're at 6.5, and people are freaking out.
or especially buying it, before closing. Like I've had
Oh, yeah,
one of the
that too.
things is from more, from the time that you go under contract on a house until you close, don't run around and buy things. Don't be going and getting furniture on a credit card. Don't go buy a new vehicle. Things like that. I think that you probably do a really good job of explaining that and
Sure.
really like hitting home on that.
Oh yeah.
I try to do that too.
I do too. I'm like, if you want to be living in your vehicle, go ahead and buy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just hold off on the furniture.
Just hold off.
Yeah, once you buy the house, you can sit on the floor for a while before you buy the furniture because you got to get the house first.
Let's get you a closing table
Yeah.
and then go wild. I don't care what you do.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I probably sound like how my dad talks to me on the farm when I
Yeah.
talk to the buyers. Like, don't you dare go do this, do that.
A
Don't
lot of it
don't
is
get a new line
teaching,
for sure.
know.
Absolutely. Yeah, they don't know.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
And you
people-
guys, we're actually we're the experts, believe it or not.
we are.
And we're always gonna see it.
Yes.
That's the thing too.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm already approved. I've already got my credit ran. It's already in. It's like, we're gonna see it. We're gonna
We're gonna
find
see
it.
it.
So
Right?
Every time. Yeah. Got many a story
yeah,
where they've seen it.
for sure.
We have to communicate a whole lot to get that to the closing
Yeah.
table. So, do you have a favorite client story? Like a deal that just really stuck with you?
I do. I have a few. For one, like a vague answer is, obviously I worked at Nucor for a while, so I love when the Nucor guys give me a chance to help them with their loans. Their income is difficult to figure. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky to get through, but I personally, hats off to them guys for that they ever give me a chance to work with them because I love that. I love those guys. That's the vague answer. A specific one, I had the toughest loan I've ever done in my career was a USDA loan, and it was a great couple in Montgomery County, and I had rescored them from a really low score. Like we're talking fours. Okay,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it was a process, and we rescored and rescored and rescored, and we hit the threshold of like we're right at a chance where we can just do a manual underwrite.
Ooh,
So
exciting.
she was like, I'm at my end here, Jeff. Like can we just try?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Hardest loan I've ever done in my life, but I got a Christmas card from them this year, and they've been in there for over a year and a half now, and they're in the house, and they love it. So it was really cool, and it was well worth it. They're great people, but I mean, it was one of those ones, and I know you guys both know, but it was one of those ones where I called on them Tuesday, and it's like, hey, I need this and this and this, and then I get it, and then it's like, okay. And I got to call them back on Wednesday, and it's like, I know you just gave me this, but because it has this, now I need this, this, and this. Yeah, so it was brutal, but we got it done, and we hit it on time. So, um,
That's big.
yeah, it was great.
That story is evidence that Jeff Mattox makes dreams come true.
That's right.
Right. So you're not lying at the party.
Absolutely.
I like that story, and those are the good ones,
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
it kind of shows you that anybody can buy a house if they just put their mind to it. It
Yeah.
might take some time, but just
Sometimes you got to get a little creative,
You do.
but you can, if you're willing to do it, you can do it. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
right.
Sometimes people just need a little help.
Yeah.
And that's really cool that you can
That
say,
we-
hey,
that
I
you can be
helped
the
you
one
with
that helps.
and
Yeah.
it's rewarding at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Makes what we do worth it.
All right, let's talk about the big word everybody likes to talk about in mortgage rates. So, how do you explain rates to somebody without putting them to sleep? What do mortgage rates mean?
Well, I mean, it's a little difficult because as a mortgage lender, you're battling all of the other variables that are on social media or what you're seeing in the news or the Fed rate cuts, and they don't understand like the Fed and the MBS are totally different things. They don't always correlate. And sometimes if they do, the MBS already has it baked in, so it's already accounting for what could happen for the Fed drop. So if, like, people get really lost in that. But I do spend, like, this is the main thing that I try to touch on when I talk about rates is it's a long term purchase. And so, like, even if you're only dropping a point on a refi, or you were looking at a house 8 months ago or a year ago and the rate was 7 or 7.125, and now you're 6.125, and you're like, well, that's still not enough. It is. I mean, it is a massive amount of savings, because as the amortization schedule goes, and like, this is how I would break that down, is like, you may save, $200 or $300 a month, but you're going to save $7,000 to $8,000 a year on interest alone. It's a big savings, so if if you can time it out to where the payment and everything makes it work, and you're banking on a rate drop, you're not going to lose. You can always refinance. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're not out at that point. If you're 15 years in and you have to reset, that's a different story. But that's not really what we're talking about. So that's kind of how I conversate with rates, for sure.
Yeah.
Good.
Kind of break it down for them so they can further
Mhm.
understand
Right.
what's going to work better. Should buyers think about monthly payment, price, rate? Like, what's the most important to you in your?
Oh yeah. I mean, my opinion is set your budget.
Yeah.
Set your budget. Like I said earlier, like, we can max ratios. We can get you in the house that you think that you want, but if it's not something that's going to be tangible long term, then set something that's a realistic goal for yourself. And if you want the house and the payment makes sense and you know that you can maintain it for long term, who cares what the rate is? I mean, we've seen what rates have done since, the last 50 years. Like, I remember my mom was telling me that when they bought their first house, rates were like 18% or something. I mean, so they've been all over. I know
Yeah.
everybody's going to say, well, yeah, a house was only 100 grand back then. That's true,
Mhm.
but that doesn't change what the interest was. I mean, the rate was still there. So,
Right.
or
And
the,
people
the
were
risk was
also
still there.
making a lot less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And now we all
absolutely.
make more.
It all evens out for sure. So if you can budget it out and the payment works for you, you're never going to time, like, this is cliche, and I've said this in one of my videos before, but you're never going to time perfection. Like, if it works for you now, what are you waiting for? If this is what your goal is, then go get it.
Exactly. And really, 5 and 6% interest rates aren't bad at all. They're actually very
They're
good.
very good.
7 isn't even bad. It's just that people got really spoiled by all the rates after
2.5
COVID and all
there,
that.
yeah.
And I always try to tell people that was just a blip. That was just a fluke.
It's
That
just to
was a
stimulate the market.
one moment in time type of thing. And if you lost out on that, it's no fun. I get it. That's not coming back. That's what
It's
I
not.
tell people.
Yeah, that was an anomaly. It'll never be back
Right.
again.
Anomaly. That's a better word. Yep.
I shouldn't say that. I don't think it'll ever go
Yeah.
back
We don't know
again.
for sure, but
Yeah.
I doubt it too.
Yeah. It's gonna
Mm-mm.
come back.
No.
That's for sure.
No, no, no. If someone is thinking about buying in the next 6 to 12 months, what should they do? What should they be doing now to make sure they're ready for that?
Well, I mean, there's a few different options. So if you're a buyer that's planning on buying in 6 to 12 months, and you're not ready, and you keep hitting that reset or that pause button of like, well, I would put an app in, but I know my credit's not there. I know I don't have the money. That's the whole thing of like, that's the point of the plan.
Mhm.
So, like, the financial advisor side of like a mortgage lender is like, let me see what you have, and then let me give you the resources that you need to get to where you want to buy a home. Just because, and like, not to be selfish on a lender side, but like, just because I don't have a deal today doesn't mean I won't have a deal 6 months from now or 10 months from now. For me on my side, but for them too, is like, I can give you the information, the resources that you need to plan to be ready at that point. Because if you don't have the information and you're just going to sit here and repeatedly say, I don't know if I have the credit, I don't know if I have the money, I don't know, I need 20% down or whatever, you'll never know unless you give us a chance to look at it. Let's see a credit profile. And then the other side of it is if for instance, that you have saved your money, you do have your credit working for you, you're kind of financially savvy in those ends. Let somebody that knows, like I touched on earlier, on how to maybe allocate those funds and make it most advantageous for you when you are ready to purchase a home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's either way is a
Makes
game
sense.
plan. So
You need a baseline.
right, absolutely.
Build from there, and yeah, absolutely. What do you feel like? What's the biggest mistake you see potential buyers making, like during that whole process?
During like the build up to,
Would you say not sticking to the plan?
yeah, not sticking to the plan.
Right.
That's definitely a thing. I will tell you this. I mean, this is a true story.
Follow through.
This is a true story. I had a couple walk into my office, just as a walk-in, no referral, no nothing. We want to buy a house, and I said, okay, let's start. Well, I'll do a live app. We'll go right now. And the husband said, "We're either buying a house or I'm buying a truck today." And I was like, "Okay."
No, you were competing with the car dealer.
Yeah, so we get through the application, and that really caught me off guard. I was like, "Okay, well, you're gonna live in the truck?" Like I was kind of confused, but so we went through we went through the process, and they ended up buying a truck, I think, because I definitely didn't get a house that day. But that's the thing is like if you don't get it now, like I was saying earlier, like if it doesn't work now, if you want to buy the home, if it's a true goal that you want to make happen, nobody can do it for you. I can't do it for you. The agents can't do it for you. Like you have to prep yourself. So like if you can't do it, don't just throw it out and walk off and go run your credit 50 times and go buy a Harley and a truck and a this. Work for it. Work for it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing that I've seen.
Yeah.
For sure. And it does happen a lot. I mean,
it does happen.
I can't get it, so I'm gonna go do something else. It's like, well, you could get it, just wait a little bit. Yeah.
Patience factor.
Right.
A lot of people don't.
Oh yeah. Right.
Sure.
I don't.
I'm getting better.
Are you getting?
I'm not
I know.
perfect.
You'd think with old age I'd get better, but I don't. So what is something that gives buyers an advantage? What is something they can do to give themselves a big advantage?
Knowledge for sure.
Just know
Knowledge.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Know what you're doing. Know what works for you. The old I don't even know the word I'm looking for right now, but the stigma to go with govy loans back in the
Yep.
your offers are not as strong as that. Well, maybe it's the best program for you. Maybe govy loans have good rates. Like there are certain advantages to certain programs. That's why we have multiple programs. So get the information that you need and be knowledgeable about why it is that you're in this program, why it's the best for you, and then use your agent to find a home that fits that program. If this is the best for your financial abilities, then stick with it.
Yeah.
So
exactly. And if you're paired with a good agent partner that can,
for sure,
you know what I mean. We can talk, right? Us. We make dreams come true. Too.
Yeah, we're dream makers.
Right.
Yeah. Then we can help guide you through that process of okay, this home would not be a good fit for this particular loan product that you're using.
Yes.
So.
And if they know that up front, it makes it a lot easier.
It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
I think it helps. They don't get hurt feelings or get down when they don't get, certain house. They're like, okay, well that makes sense.
Sure.
It's a lot better.
Yeah.
In the long run, I think. Anyway, so okay. So I always like to ask this: do you have an unusual or funny story or something that you've seen during a transaction?
Only like 50. Yeah.
50.
You don't have to use names, nothing like that.
No, that's okay. Yeah. My favorite one is a borrower that in the middle of the transaction, and like we talked on earlier, like I touched on earlier, like I make sure I have this conversation, like don't go run your credit, don't go buy anything, like it's not a big deal. Let's just get the house done, and you can worry about whatever you're doing after.
Yeah.
He had to buy a Harley. He had to have it, and it was coming on summertime, and he was like, he's like, Mattox, I just couldn't help it, man. He's like, it was a gorgeous bike, and I had to have it. I was like, well, I mean, we're gonna have to work really hard on your program now. So luckily, we got super lucky. We were able to switch the program. The ratio still stayed in. We still kept our approval. We still got him closed. But it was not an easy transaction. I was not super happy with him. But he got to ride his new bike to his new house, so it worked out for him. I do have a funny one though for you that's a little bit crazier than that, if I can.
Oh yeah.
This is a story that I've heard.
Okay.
I was told by another lender that they had a buyer that almost kicked themselves out of qualification on ratios because they bought a dog from a pet store on payments.
If you can't afford a dog, don't buy a house.
And it came into their liabilities. So they got to do a new inquiry, and it comes up.
It was a pet store, a dog.
And it was a dog that they bought, and it was like, I don't even know, like a $7,000-8,000 dog. Must be a great dog. It must be an amazing dog. I don't know, but for sure.
Right.
For sure. But that liability was then on their report, and it just about kicked them out of approval. So.
Well, I was going to ask you. My next question was going to be, be honest. Have you ever had a client that like almost ruined the loan right before closing, but you just kind of?
I can give another example of that. I've got hundreds of these. I got tons of them.
Besides Harley Man.
Yeah.
Who else has almost ruined their loan or
We
house?
had this is a very recent transaction I just had. As a matter of fact, I had a customer that had a solid score, solid file, and the way it worked out is we went FHA, and as a lender, I'm going to see what your inquiries are and your credit, so I have to put in those liabilities manually. So he had bought a razor or something like that, a Ranger or something like that. So we put it in. Well, when you do that, you have to do a three-way call for a credit supplement to prove that you have the account number, the information, the payoffs, all that stuff, and the payments all accurate. Well, when they literally did the call, he had missed his payment by 30 days, so it hits the UDN.
No.
Dropped his score over 100 points,
Oh,
and it was 11 days before closing.
Oh, what'd you do to make the dreams stay alive?
Well, so we ran it with what we had, and we got a denial.
Yeah.
So we had to do a rapid rescore. So we had to have him pay off a liability, which luckily he had the funds to do, and he worked really, really hard on this. So he paid off the liability. We got a 24-hour rapid rescore. We jumped his scores back up to above eligible for FHA, and by the grace, we maintained our approval in AUS, and we closed them on time. So it worked out well. But it was a lot of hoops for sure.
yeah.
So
Sounds like.
Right. So we
So pay your bills
right,
on time.
on time.
always.
Don't finance a dog before you close on your house.
Or you
Right.
Or you might
That's
live.
right.
Good one.
You know.
That is
There
a
you
good
go.
one. Yeah.
There you go. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have this rapid fire round that
Okay.
is really fun.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you a question, and you just answer it quick,
Top of your head.
off the top of your head. Okay.
Okay.
And you'll have choices.
I'll do. Oh, is it multiple choice?
Kinda.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll do my best.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
It'll close on time. Yes or no?
Yes.
Pre-approval. Real or vibes?
Always real. I know that was more than one word, but always real. Yeah.
Okay. This one I want to answer, but I'll just let Jeff answer this one.
Uh-huh.
Underwriters. Helpful or heartless?
Both.
Let's just say heartless. Okay. Biggest deal killer. Credit or chaos?
Credit. We can manage the chaos.
Last minute condition. Normal or nightmare?
Nightmare.
Yeah.
Rate shoppers. Love them or avoid them?
Oh, I love them.
Why do you love them?
I can sell rates all day. I love that. I'm fine with that.
Okay, good. All right. 30-day close. Easy or a gamble?
Too easy.
Yeah.
I'm loving the confidence. Okay. All right. Buyer freak out. Common or constant?
Common.
Isn't that the same thing? Common or constant?
Yeah.
Comment. Well, maybe
Kinda.
constant. They're constantly freaking
I
out.
feel like that question was defective. Sorry. Okay. Weekend calls. Answer or ignore?
Answer.
This deal right now that you're on, if you're on one, smooth or are you sweating it?
Smooth.
Okay, good deal. That's pretty good.
Even if I was sweating it, I
passed.
would have said smooth.
I
I just
know.
want you guys to know that.
You pass. That's an A plus on the rapid fire round.
Yeah,
That's very
yeah.
good.
Pass the test.
Exactly. If listeners remember just one thing from today, what should it be?
Two things. My opinion. Stay away from online lenders that don't care about you.
Oh,
Don't care.
right.
Um, they're not in your community. They're not going to see you at a baseball game. They're not going to see you at your grocery store. They're not going to see you at a community event. They don't care about you. No matter who it is,
They're
there's
not going to sponsor your kid's
right.
baseball team.
They're
either.
not. There is a great community of lenders that are local, and all of them are really good. There's a lot of really good mortgage lenders around here that genuinely care about their transactions, their buyers, their agent relationships.
Yep.
And they're also going to do, like we touched on earlier, of like building out a plan or giving you the information of what you need to become a buyer. And they're going to invest in that because they care. They like I just said, you're a part of their community for the most part. So stay away from online lenders. Budget out what you want to do, and then get a hold of somebody that's going to give you the information and resources to make it happen.
Yeah. Speaking of that, how can people reach you if they have questions?
I mean, I'm all over social media. Yeah, I don't do a lot, but I'm on there enough.
Well, they can call him at midnight on Saturday. He said he's available weekend.
I'll answer it. I'll answer it. But it only better be about mortgages. Don't call me at midnight about something else. That's
Mortgages.
right.
Just mortgages.
Mortgages.
That
Okay.
is all.
Yeah.
So, do we have any comments or questions?
Next comment. Susan Trent
Ooh.
says, "Great to see you doing well, Jeff."
Mrs. Trent.
Mrs. Trent.
Oh,
I
nice.
love Mrs. Trent.
Brett Land asks, "Who's your favorite brokerage?"
Sue's my favorite brokerage.
Brokerage.
Yeah, who's your favorite?
Realtor brokerage.
Yeah, who's your favorite real estate company? I love Brett.
You tell
Nice one, Brett.
Brett tell me who her favorite lender is, and then I'll answer that question.
Oh, touche. All
We might
right,
get that comment later.
that's good. Good. Do we have
That's
anything?
it.
Is that it?
It's fair, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's see. Anything else? I think this was you were a great guest.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
being with us.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
It's kind of fun, isn't it?
It was fun, yeah.
Once you kind of get started.
I'll be back
started
tomorrow
coming-
if you guys want. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. No, I had fun. It was a good time for sure.
Thank
First time ever been on a podcast, so it was great.
Wow.
Very good. Very good. That's us.
Yeah.
So, what do we have next week?
We're still working on
We're
it.
gonna put our heads together, and
Yeah.
so maybe we'll have Jeff again if we
Maybe.
can't. Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
It'll be everything other than mortgages.
Other than mortgages,
Yeah,
talk
for
about
Be a
sure.
fun one.
we could
Yeah.
talk about golf or something.
Yeah, golf,
Yeah.
Sure.
basketball.
Basketball. We talk about basketball.
There you go.
For me. Well, seriously, thanks for being here, and thank you for tuning in, everyone. Heather and I, we really love doing this. I always look forward to Thursdays at
Yeah,
1.
It's one of my favorite days of the week.
Me too. It kind of gets away from the stress, and we can just talk about things and
Yeah.
get back to what really matters. So,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. So
All right.
tune in next Thursday. We'll have another amazing episode of the Green Room.
Enjoy your beautiful day.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.